Guys, welcome in here doing a little fun NFL prediction video. We've got week 1 of the preseason happening right now. And guys, I'm going through the best division in football here today, the AFC West, one of the best divisions in history. When you look at this quarterback talent, it is loaded, and I'm going to be predicting every one of these games. Now, the site that I'm using, it is a little confusing overall, but at least we actually have a site where we can predict games. So, for example, this is week 1, and I'm doing the Chargers. So the Chargers are at home, and if I pick them, they go to 1-0. If I pick the Raiders, they go to 0-1. So that's kind of how this sets up. It is a little bit confusing, but we're just going to go team by team. Chargers hosting the Raiders. I do like the Chargers opening week at home, but so many of these AFC West games are going to be toss-ups because these teams are so good. Week 2, it's the Chargers at the Chiefs. I think the Chargers have had some success recently in Arrowhead, and I think that continues early in the season. They improved to 2-0. Patrick Mahomes, new weapons, without Tyreek Hill, maybe a little struggle early. Week 3, the Chargers host the Jaguars. I'm going to be taking Los Angeles, no explanation needed. And then how about week 4? The Chargers at Houston, another easy game, back-to-back easy matchups. They are 4-0 at this point with Justin Herbert. They've got Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, and Keenan Allen. So they've got a very nice offense. I'm really high. It just comes down to, can Justin Herbert take that next step? Week 5, they're at Cleveland, and I am going to give them the win there as well. Browns will be starting Jacoby Brissett unless, actually, I think they will trade for Jimmy Garoppolo because I think they'll up the Deshaun Watson suspension probably to 10 or probably to 12 games at least, which will cause the Browns to try and trade and upgrade that quarterback position. So I think there's a good chance they could be facing Jimmy G, but I still think they'll win. I have them suffering their first loss at home to the Denver Broncos. I've got Denver beating them, coming on the road with Russell Wilson. Week number 7, another easy game. Seattle at home, one of the more easy games of any team's season this year. Seattle very likely starting Geno Smith. He's in a battle right now with Drew Lock. They get a bye week 8, and then they're at Atlanta. So there are several easy games on this schedule for the Chargers. Atlanta, another really bad team. At this point, they might be starting Desmond Ridder or Mariota. I don't really know. Atlanta's got a nice young receiving core. You've got Drake London, you've got Kyle Pitts and Tyler Algier, who I love at the running back position. Week number 10, they're at the 49ers, and I love the 49ers and Trey Lance this year. It's a road game. It's tough. I do have the 49ers winning that one. Week number 11, I think they lose at home to Kansas City. They end up splitting with the Chiefs. They win the road game, but they lose the home game. Week number 12, I think they win on the road, Glendale, Arizona, at the Cardinals. And the Cardinals are a good team with Kyler Murray. A little bit disappointing last year, kind of inconsistent. The Cardinals and the Chargers are very similar teams. Of course, with the Chargers, it comes down to, can Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack stay healthy along with Derwin James? That is a major situation to watch. Week 13 at the Raiders. I have them sweeping the Raiders in this scenario, winning that game. Week number 14, hosting Miami. I've actually got Miami pulling the upset here, winning a game on the road. Week number 15, I see a win. It's a home game versus Tennessee. Week number 16 at Indianapolis. I've got the Colts winning that one. I like Matt Ryan to have a little bit of a resurgence this year behind a really good offensive line, really good running game, and a very underrated Colts defense. I'm expecting a breakout season from DeForest Buckner. Week number 17, the Battle of Los Angeles, and I've got them winning a home game against the Rams, and I actually do have them getting swept by the Denver Broncos, the Broncos winning Week 18 at home. So their record ends up being 11-6, pretty respectable, 5-3 at home, 6-3 on the road. And I think we can just go to Denver like this and do the Broncos. So Denver, week 1, Russell Wilson returns home, and I've got them beating the Seahawks, but if the NFL works, the way we think it's going to work, Seattle will probably somehow win that game. But I do have Russell Wilson coming back home week 1, Monday Night Football, and winning that game. Week number 2, very easy start to your schedule. You get Houston at home for your home opener. Very simple and easy. Week number 3, you get the 49ers at home, and I actually have them winning that game as well. I love the 49ers, but you're at home in this matchup. I've got them winning it. Week number 4 at the Raiders. That's a game I'm going to have them losing. The Raiders, these AFC West games are just so tough to pick. Week number 5, this is actually a Thursday night game hosting Indianapolis. I've got them winning that fairly easily. I like Indianapolis, but not on the road Thursday night at Mile High. I have them winning week 6 at the Chargers. Week number 7, I've got them beating the Jets at home. Week number 8, I've got them beating Jacksonville on the road. 2 easier matchups there. Then they get the bye. I've got them losing in Tennessee. I'm not that high on Tennessee, but I do see a loss. Tennessee seems to be like a tough place to play for some reason for some teams. Week number 10, I've got them holding serve at home versus the Raiders. Week number 12, I do have them getting upset by the Carolina Panthers with Baker Mayfield, DJ Moore. I'm expecting a big breakout season. I'm not expecting Carolina to be very good, but I do see an upset here. I'm just feeling it. Week number 13, I've got Baltimore winning that game at home. Week number 14, I do have them beating the Chiefs at home. Week number 15, I'm going to go with Arizona on the road in an upset over Denver. Week number 16, I have the Rams winning that game. Week number 17, I've got the Chiefs over Denver. And then week 18, I do have the Denver Broncos winning that game. So I have the Broncos finishing at 10-7, which is behind the LA Chargers. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've got a little zesty matchup on the road in Arizona. I think Mahomes gets it done. This is actually a Thursday night game. I might have picked the wrong... Well, you know what? We'll leave it. We'll leave the Chargers winning that one. Week number 3 at Indy. This is a very tough... Oh, my goodness. The Chiefs have a brutal schedule, and I'm going to go with Indianapolis at home there. I will say they beat the Buccaneers and Brady and that wide receiver core. The Bucs normally lose 5 or 6 regular season games, even with Brady. Week number 5, I've got them beating the Raiders at home. Week number 6, this is a brutal schedule. I will have them beating the Bills at home, but losing to the 49ers. I don't think I've seen a team start off this rough. That is a brutal schedule. And then Tennessee. Tennessee's not horrible. I've got them beating Tennessee, beating Jacksonville, of course, beating the Chargers, losing to the Rams. Well, this will be a shootout. I'll give them the game against the Bengals. That's a toss-up. Obviously, they beat Denver, and then they beat Houston as well, and then they also beat Seattle. So that's a very clean end of their season, and then I do have them losing to the Raiders there at the end, so you guys can see they finish 11-6. It's just a very clustered division. It really is. And then we get the Raiders, the final team here to predict. I already have 6 games because of the other teams, but week 1 they lose to the Chargers. Week number 2, I'm going to have them beating Arizona. Week number 3, I'll have them going on the road and beating Tennessee. Week number 4, I have them beating Denver. Week 5, I have them losing in Arrowhead. They get an early bye. Week 7, Houston needs to be a win. Although, let's be honest, one of these AFC West teams is going to get upset by Houston. You know what? We'll make it the Raiders. We'll let the Raiders get upset. Week number 8, I've got them beating New Orleans, beating they could lose to Jacksonville, honestly. Yeah, I'll take Jacksonville in that game, but I'll have them beating the Colts the next week. And then I've got Denver beating them in week 11. Week number 12, I will go ahead and take them over Seattle. Week 13, I've already got that game predicted. Week 14, I'm going to go with them beating the Rams. Somebody's going to beat the Rams in the division. I'll have them losing to the Patriots, beating the Steelers, but losing to the 49ers. And this is kind of how I wanted the overall standings to set up. So you have 2 teams finishing with 11 wins, 1 team finishing with 10, and 1 team finishing with 9. this is the most realistic scenario I see playing out in the AFC West. These predictions are insanely hard because you have 3 elite quarterbacks and 1 decent quarterback. When you think about this division, you think about Justin Herbert, you think about Mahomes, you think about Russell Wilson, and then Derek Carr. It is simply a brutal, brutal division to pick just because of its overall talent, and I think it would be something like this. These are just fun predictions. We'll see what ends up happening, but overall, it's going to be very close, and I do, for whatever reason, a lot of it depends on health. Is Joey Bosa going to be healthy for at least 14 or 15 games? Is Khalil Mack going to be healthy? Derwin James as well, but I think the Chargers can win this division. Of course, the Chiefs also could win the division even without Tyreek Hill. They still have Mahomes. They've got, new receivers. We'll see with Sky Moore being the deep threat. We'll see with Juju. And then you also have Denver, who's just completely revamped with Russell Wilson coming in. I'm expecting a major breakout season from Jerry Jeudy. And then the Raiders as well with Devontae Adams. So it is a really strong division. And certainly any one of these teams can win 12 or even 13 games. I just think the division overall is going to eat itself, and you're going to get 2 teams finishing with maybe 11, maybe 12 at the most wins, and then maybe all 4 of these teams above 500 or at least around 500 or better, in my opinion. I would be shocked if anyone, I would say the lowest win total is 7 games out of any of these teams, but probably 8 realistically. The worst team in this division will be 8-9 or 9-8, something like that. It's a very clustered division in my opinion, and we will see what happens. But guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm of course the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.